primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to Transportation Boys. Shout out to Great Polo. I see Great Polo. Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to all the MGM members. Shout out to all the MGM members. St. Louis in the building. Great Polo. D. Jenkins. Christine. Who else we got in here? L. Cool J. It's D. Walt. Kelvin Birch representing Texas. Byron Gibson representing Sacramento. Shout out to all the MGM members. DJ Starboy Alex, what's going on? Austin Price, what's up? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Happy Friday, going into the weekend. Man, my day. I woke up this morning. I get up early. I jumped in the Discord. The Discord be jumping 24 hours. There be people in the Discord 3, 4 in the morning just talking. I jump in the Discord this morning. And every day, listen, people going to find me. It's people out here struggling. Y'all getting sent off with these mentorships. I think a lot of people, I don't know where y'all coming up with the money from to get these mentorships. It's a lot of people still falling victim to these mentors. But this one name keep coming across my desk. For the past couple weeks, it's one name. Somebody actually offered me money yesterday. Listen, on everything I love. Somebody offered me money yesterday to dig into somebody. And it happens to be that same person that keep coming across my desk. And I listen to me. I don't understand for the life of me why people are willing to pay a kid so much money. What do you think a kid can give you? A kid doesn't even have enough life experiences to be able to provide a level of expertise that a person would be willing to spend so much money. 7 this morning, someone comes into the Discord. Another person that taken advantage by this same person. Y'all have to, like, some things is just, I just think some things are like are just common sense, bro. But you know what? I don't know what to say. But today's topic, make sure you guys come on in, hit the like button. All right. Today we talking about they. Who is they? Come on in, hit that like button. Who is they? Because I've been asking this for the past couple of weeks, and I like to give people time to, get their thoughts together before we expound on it. Now, today is the day I just decided that I want to expound, and I've done my research to find out who they is. Who are they? Anybody? Does anybody know who they are? The they that y'all like to say they is. Who is them? Who they is? Who is them? Anybody? Does anybody know? Anybody? All right. Well, I've done some research, and I've come up with a few people, and maybe we can decide if the people that I've figured out, who I've conjured up that could possibly who they could be, actually is. Since nobody has the answer, and y'all like to always say they. All right, so I come up with a few people they could possibly be. One person they could possibly be is immigrants. Not the migrants, but the immigrants, right? Another person they could possibly be is the big companies. Another person they could possibly be could be influencers. Another person they could possibly be is the government. These are all people in my research that I've seen people I could directly kind of associate the possibility of they could be. So far, the immigrants, the influencers, big companies, the government, unless y'all got somebody else that y'all want to tell me who they could be. But let's kick it. Let's talk about them. Immigrants. Because y'all like to keep saying they keep taking cheap freight and they keep messing up the game. But you can't tell me who they is. Who is they? Who is they? All right, so let's kick it. Let's start with the immigrant drivers. Is immigrant drivers part of they? Because here's the thing. Like I said yesterday, that situation is not going to stop. So if you're a person and you associate they with them, then you're going to be associating they with them for years to come. Throughout the lifespan of your tenure in this industry, they going to always be them. Like I said yesterday, this hasn't been a good old boy industry in a long time. Hit the like button. This ain't been a good old boy industry in a long time, and it never will be. Those days are long gone. There's a whole new influx of new immigrants that are going to be coming into this industry. So if you're blaming them and you're associating them as they, you're going to always be associating them as they. Who is they? Who are they? Who is them? You a business owner blaming your struggles on they, and you can't even tell me who they is. It's just like when people come up here and they blame all these other factors and scenarios on why things aren't going well for them, and then I always hit them with that one question. What's your cost per mile? And you can't answer that question, but you quick to blame they. You don't know your cost per mile, and you can't even tell me who they is. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. You just running. You took the 5 simple steps that your favorite content creator did, this little reel, the vertical reel. You know, they only got 60 seconds, so they got to make it quick. Where they pointing up in the air and the shit coming down with the 5 steps. You followed them 5 simple steps and you thought that was it. And then when you got out here in the real world, it was something totally different. It was a lot more than that. And now you just want to say they all the time. All right. I'm telling you, the guys that's running around that y'all complain about, that's them, that you associating with they, that's wearing they flip-flops, who can't speak English, the Russians, the Mexicans, the Africans, listen, they ain't going to stop coming. All right. So now we got them out the way. The big companies. Is the big companies them? Is them they? Is the big companies they? Is it Schneider? Is it JB Hunt? Is it Warner? Is it the big companies? Are they them? I mean, anybody. I see some people put some names in the chat, but who else? Who I want to know who they is. That people keep saying is the reason why things are going the way that they're going for them individually and their individual company. Because like I said yesterday, everybody's not failing. Like, it's a cesspool of complainers and just sad people. Like, who said business was sweet? Well, I know who told you business was sweet. Your favorite content creator, your favorite influencer. I agree with you on that. They did sell you. They took you up the river. They sold you. I agree with you on that. But you believed it. We're going to get to them in a minute, but right now we on big companies. Is they them? Hit the like button. See, y'all don't like to hear the truth. You don't want to hear it. You get upset. But I'm the person that's taking the time to go through all this shit and break it down. Because here's the thing. If you come over here and you blame something, I want to assess it. We went through the whole cheap freight thing. I still have yet for somebody to come give me the definition and explain that shit to me. Now we talking about these mythological people. I couldn't, when I had to do the thumbnail, we couldn't even put a face to it. We had to use some stock photos of some mysterious people in the shadows. We couldn't even put faces to it. That's another reason it took a few weeks to do it, because I'm still trying to figure out who they is so we could put them on the thumbnail. We had to put some shadow people up there. The big companies is the big companies. The big companies was the big companies before half of y'all was born. They gonna always be the big companies. The big fish gonna always eat the little fish. You have to find a way to survive in the pond that you in. You need to become the big fish in your pond. Find a pond where you can become the big fish. Find a way to survive. Look at your business like your little bitty kid, your little bitty baby. Let me help you. Let me help y'all understand something real quick. You got a little bitty kid. You down on your luck, just like some of your businesses are. Your businesses, say your business is a person like you, and you are down on your luck, and now associate your business being down on this luck, which it is. Now you got this little bitty baby at the crib that's hungry, that's starving, that's crying, and it hurts your heart to hear that baby cry, and you ain't got no money to go get no food for that little bitty baby. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Is you gonna sit there and complain, well, the reason why I can't get no money to feed my baby is because they was a sucker? You gonna blame they? Look at your business like a little bitty infant, your little bitty man. Look at your business like it's your baby. And your baby hungry and it's crying and you ain't got the resources. What you gonna do? Tell me what you gonna do. What you gonna do? Your business is your baby, and your business is hungry. Your little baby want food, Infamil, Similac. Your business is that baby is hungry for that money. Same situation. What you gonna do? I know what I would do. I'm gonna go get it by any means necessary. There's no way I'm gonna look into my little bitty baby's eyes and hear that cry, and it's not gonna touch me right there for me to get up and go make changes. And that's just period. It would crush me. When you start something, you should want it to be successful. You should want to go above and beyond to ensure its success by any means necessary. That's why when I say, listen, when you come into business, you got to be willing to sacrifice a lot of extracurricular shit, a lot of frivolous spending, relationships. Like, I don't be saying that shit because it just sounds cool. I'm saying it based on experiences, real life experiences that I've had. And that's just the honest to God truth. The business got to come before everything, right after God. You're not going to let your baby starve. You just not. You gonna go turn. Listen, if you gotta turn your bully up, and for some of y'all know what I'm talking about, what's known don't need to be explained. Some people will resort to that. If all else fails, they'll go turn their bully up, but they're gonna make sure that that baby get fed. So why y'all don't treat y'all business like that? Y'all don't think y'all business should be treated the same way? Your business is a baby. You birth the business. The day you go and you apply for your articles of incorporation and your assets for, you go get your business bank account, you go acquire your vehicle, you get your DOT, your MC. This is the infancy. This is the birth of that baby. It's the same situation. Now, just like you raise that child, you instill morals and values, you nurture that child, you have to do the same thing with the business. Hit the like button. The business, you just can't birth a business and expect for it to just sustain and grow and just figure out its way. You have to instill all this shit into it. A child grows because you feed it, you nourish it. Business grows because you nourish it with revenue. Capital. You have to source the revenue to nourish it. You spend time raising your child. You have to spend time raising, nurturing, grooming your business the same way you do your child. Do you nurture your child? You instill morals and values so that one day when this child grows up, that child will be able to go out into the world based on all the teachings, all the lessons, modeling your blueprint, and be able to go out in the world and sustain on its own. If you raise your child the correct way. Business is the same thing. Just because you birthed it, it's not going to find its way. You are the narrator for your business. You are the proprietor. You are the person who's going to steer that business to success or failure. It's a lot of people out here who fail their kids. That's why you got little folk and them running around here drilling on the ops. Why, man? Because they was failed at home. Same situation. Now, you got some cases where some people come from good homes and some people just want to be bad. I get that. I know a bunch of people like that. And I know a bunch of people who would just fail at home. Which parent are you going to be for your business? Are you going to be the parent that births this business and just fails it? Or are you going to be a person who is willing to go above and beyond to make sure your business goes down the straight and narrow and goes down the right path to success, like you would do your child, like a good parent would do their child? And I know I'm a little bit off topic because we're supposed to be talking about the big companies as far as are they them. But that for some reason I got into that spirit to say what I just said. But getting back to it, the big companies, are they? Are they them? Is them they? No, because the big companies ain't going nowhere. The big companies are there for you to take advantage of them if you can. So complaining and pointing the blame and placing them in the they category, that's not going to help you any, because they're not going nowhere. They're not going. They was here before you was here, and they're going to be here after you gone. Whether you exit successfully or when you exit because of failure, they're not going anywhere. So why are you placing the blame on they? Why are you placing the blame anyway? I already told you who you should go blame. Go in the bathroom, cut the lights on, and point in the mirror. Go in your bathroom, cut the light on, and do like this. And say, you the problem. You is they. You they. It ain't the big company. Hit the like button. Now, here's where everybody want me to get to. Here's where a lot of people like to associate with they. Shout out to Sereno for becoming a member to the channel. Influencers, content creators. Here's where people like to associate they with them. And here's what I say. And I've given you the blueprint on how not to be deceived. But we'll go through it again. Is the influencer the content creator they? It's still go in the bathroom, cut the light on, and point in the mirror. They ain't them neither. I don't think they is them. Here's why. Because from what I see, a person who has, and some of y'all gonna get mad because some of y'all fell victim to this shit, common sense or common knowledge, like someone said. Why would you spend that type of money with someone who has not lied about their journey? You can say whatever you want to say about me, but you can't say I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You can say whatever you want to say, but you can't say I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been on here long enough. I've showed and proved. So you never hear nobody say Mark don't know what he's talking about. What you expect to get out of something from someone that started at the same time as you? A lot of people's advice and mentorship or coaching that they're going to be able to give you is going to be based off experience. And there's a timeline that you need of tenure to be able to have enough experience to be able to provide some sort of wisdom to someone who's coming to you for knowledge. Don't you think? So how can you associate they with them? You made that decision. You need to go in the bathroom, cut the light on, and point again. And that's they. There's no way on God's green earth I'm going to spend any money with anybody that's provided so-called information on something that I'm looking to consume knowledge from that's literally started at the same time as me. And even if you come in now and they started 2-3 years ago during the pandemic, what have 2-3 years of experience? Like, they still trying to figure shit out. I didn't know everything in 3 years. I didn't. I say that shit all the time. I was still learning. I think it took me about 8 years to fully say I was well-versed. Why? Because I was still going through experiences. I was still experimenting with things. Things were still happening to me that had happened before. It took me 7 years until I really had some type of financial instability when I started cross-docking. Luckily for me, I was diversified and my moving company was able to cover those losses, those temporary losses for that year that I was receiving on the final mile side, experimenting with cross-docking. Even though I recouped that money a year later, 12 months seemed like forever. If the moving company was there, I don't know, I probably would have had to, tap into some resources, but I didn't have to. Thank God to the moving company. So I still had cash flow coming in that I could borrow from this company from to help that other company out until that money was recouped. So up until that point, because I started with humble beginnings and I was just growing and scaling, right? It took 7 years for me to really have a tough year. So in 4 or 5 years, how could I really be in a point where I could educate someone when I hadn't really felt what it was to have to get through a tough year? I didn't have a tough year until 2017. So how can someone that just started help you? You know how I can help people weather the storm? Because I weathered the storm. If I would have never went through a storm, how can I really fully help a person? And then when I ask people this shit, well, man, I thought he was going to help me. I thought she was going to help me. How? But the people that did that shit during that pandemic, you even crazier than the people who doing it now. You're going to invest money into something or someone that's literally started when you started. That shit is crazy to me. It makes no sense whatsoever. But you associate they. You want to put the blame on they. They is them. Them is they. No, it's you. You made that decision. Every decision that you make, you sit at the helm of the business. Every decision that the business makes, you're making that decision for the business. So you have no one else to blame. You a business owner placing the blame on they. It's just like a coach. The team loses, the coach takes the hit. You don't see the players going to the press conference and, well, it's my fault. Sometimes they'll step up and own up to it, but it's normally the coach. When you see kids out here running around in the street doing dumb shit, what do we say? They parents failed them. The parents, the coach. So when I say, man, you a business owner and you placing the blame on they, if you do it in the privacy of your own home. Don't come on public platforms out in the world as a business owner. I don't want to see you on Instagram doing this. Box truck business owner, hashtag business owner with this long ass shit 3 months ago. But then 4 months later, you got a long ass fucking post talking about they. Business owners don't place the blame on shit. You own up to the responsibility. You suck that shit up and you figure that shit out. The business is an infant when you birth it. You run around telling your kid, well, I can't feed you because they ain't giving me hours at the job. I can't feed you because they keep going up on the price of goddamn food. They, if they exist, they don't care. No one cares. No one cares, man. On the real. Don't nobody give a... Just like I say that cheap freight is a myth, they is a myth too. All this shit is a myth. Fuck anybody that want to... Listen. Pen to the top of the chat. Business people don't complain. They create solutions. Business people don't complain. They problem solve. I don't know how many times I got to explain this shit to you. People who are succeeding solve problems. You can't be a business owner, sit at the helm of a business. You have to be solution based. You have to be a problem solver, not a complainer. The time that you spend in complaining, you could be solving problems. The problem that you complaining about, you could be trying to think of ways to solve it. Employees complain. Man, I hate this job. Fuck my boss. I'm finna quit. Employees complain. Workers complain. You a worker who think you a boss. How you gonna run a business where other people are gonna be complaining and you can't solve the problems for them, which are associated with your business, when you couldn't solve problems because you was complaining when you was just a single independent owner operator? That's why we say business ain't for everybody. You got to be cut certain type of way. You placing the blame on another man. Man, man. Okay, they took advantage of you. But guess what? They didn't go into your bank account and take that nickel. You sent it to them. On the real. You had to go Zelle it. You know you cashed apped it to them. Because when I asked you, how y'all send them the money? Man, I cashed apped it to them. You didn't have common enough sense that they don't take credit cards. Because I would have told you, if you would have told me you did with a credit card, I would have told you to file a dispute. But see, you can't file no dispute because you sent the cash app. You sent the Zelle. How you going to blame somebody that you had to go in your phone, log in, facial recognition, put a number in, 5,000. All right, what's their email? What's your email? All right, your phone number. All right, I just sent it. Let me know if you got it. You get it? Yeah, it just came through. All right, man. I'm gonna email you this Google Drive. I'm gonna email you this Google Drive, and then you go to the Google Drive and you look at some content that they done got from Fiverr that they done paid $10 for, and they just rebranded and sold it to you for 5,000. You sent them the money. How you gonna get mad at them? Even though they finessed your goof ass. On the real, hit the like button. Even though they finesse your goof ass, you still gotta own up to that and say, man, that's on me. Hit the like button. I'm keeping it a buck. That's why I be like, y'all, some of y'all middle Americans, man, y'all be falling for that shit. You fell for it. You fell for the okie doke. You sent it to them. So where's the self-accountability at? How can you source a they or them when you physically had to go and send this shit? Where's the self-accountability at? Do me a favor. Go in the bathroom. Make sure you cut the light on when you get in there. Cut the light on. And then go look in the mirror. Just look at it first. Just do this for about 5 seconds. Take that deep breath like this. And then do this. You was they. They keep doing this. They keep doing that. These mythical things. These are mythical things. They keep taking cheap freight. They messing up the game. They took advantage of me. They taking advantage. They selling these courses and all these people coming in off this information that they misinformation that they selling is messing up the game. It's them. All right. Well, guess what? Check this out. It's going to always be a they in that category of them too. Like I said at the beginning, there's been some new guy. People keep naming this guy. Keep coming to me with this one guy. Every year is going to be a new guy that's on a platform that's selling people shit. It's not going to stop. And then once that person name gets drugged through the mud enough, or till they come up enough money with whatever it is they selling, it's going to be a new person that's going to pop up. So now what? So now what? What you going to do now? The government. They need to do something about this. They need to step in. The brokers is taking advantage. They need to regulate. All right, let's talk about regulation. Let's say they regulate it. Would you rather full regulation, or would you rather small forms of regulation like you have now with the ELD and hours of service and things of that nature? Would you want full regulation? Because what y'all want is transparency, and that's not free enterprise. See, when you say shit, you have to make sure that you know what you're talking about. This is America. This is free enterprise. This is free market. If I'm selling you an ink pen for $1, it's none of your fucking business how much I paid for it at wholesale. You set the value of this ink pen. If you're willing to pay $1 for this ink pen, then that sets the value for it. Value is what a person is willing to pay for something. That's why I say there's no fucking such thing as cheap freight. You have profitable shit, non-profitable shit. You running around placing the blame on all this goofy shit instead of going in the bathroom, looking in the mirror and pointing. If I sell you this fucking ink pen for $1, what sets the value of this ink pen is the value that you place on it if you're willing to pay $1 for this pen or not. It's none of your business how much I bought these pens for. If you don't want to pay $1 for the pen, don't play it. Go find somewhere where you can buy another pen for cheaper. I'm not going to be transparent with you how much I'm buying wholesale my pens for that I'm selling. I'm in the business to make money. If I buy 10 containers of pens, and because I buy so many units of the pens, I can get the pens for 10 cents. And with all shipping and everything associated with it, each pen costs me 15 cents with shipping and everything included. And I charge you $1. I'm making 85 cents off each pen. That's my business. I don't have to tell you that shit. Goes back to what I talk about men. Y'all worry about what other men are doing. Count other men's pockets, naming other men and all this shit. Why do y'all worry about what other men are doing? And I'm speaking to men because 98% of my subscriber base is men. You placing the blame on other men. You're counting other men's pockets. I never knew what none of the final mile companies were getting. Some said we're getting 55%. We're giving you 45%. Some didn't tell me nothing. And then where it was situations where I would try to negotiate certain deliveries to get more money, they would say, well, man, we're only making this on it. We're giving you everything that we got to get the job done. But how do I know that? You're just telling me that. I don't give a fuck what they were getting. I know what it costs for me to run my business. This is what I need. If you can't provide me what I need so that I can cover my costs and make my profit margin, then that's it. If they're making 100%, I don't care. I just need to know what I want. What I want, this is what I need. Either you can do it or you can't. If they're making 100% more after they oblige me, then so what? I'm not counting their pockets. I don't count other men's pockets. You want transparency. You'll never get it. You'll never get that, because then that would make free enterprise. Like what? So what's the sense of free enterprise then? Because if you were in a situation where you were the wholesaler, you was the plug, would you tell people what you getting this shit for? You got to worry about what you got in front of you. The reason why you can't succeed is because you worrying about everything else but what's in front of you. From they and them and the flip-flop guys, the big company, the people that sold you a dream that you paid for. They sold you the dream, and guess what? You bought the motherfucker. Hit the like button. You bought it. They sold it to you, and guess what? You bought it. Guess what? What you paid for it, that nickel, you set the value. Value is what a person is willing to pay for something, whether it's bullshit or not. You set the value the moment you went in your phone and what's your phone number? How can I find you? Can I find you via your email or your phone number? Hey, use my email. Okay, what's your email? scamsrusboxtrucking.com. Okay. All right, there you go. Scam Jones. All right, bet. 5,000. All right. You gonna send me the link to the Google Drive as soon as I send the nickel, right? Yeah, as soon as you get that nickel, I'm gonna stay on the phone with you. As soon as you sync it, I'm gonna give you the access code to the Google Drive. All right, hold on. Boom. What? You got the code? Yeah, okay, boom. Hey, hold on, I gotta put this code in, big dog. Boom. All right, it just hit, big dog. All right, I'm gonna send you this link so you can get into this drive, and then you gonna get in. You get in there and you see some shit from some fucking Nigerian, Pakistani guy made that they bought on Fiverr and sold it to you for a nickel. So guess what? You paid the nickel for it. You complaining now to everybody that you paid a nickel for some dumb shit. And we see it's dumb shit, but guess what? By you paying the nickel, you set the value. Value is what a person is willing to pay for something. So because they went on Fiverr and they bought a pre-made course for $5 or $10, and they turned around and sold that you had a huge markup of $5,000, they don't have to tell you what they paid for it. You set the value. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You set the value. You can't place the blame on anybody or anything but yourself. You go into a store, the store is free entrance. It doesn't cost you anything to walk into a department store. It doesn't cost you anything to walk into a grocery store. But when you walk into these stores, there's items there that you can purchase. Each item has a price associated with it. If you go into Kroger and you buy a 12 carton thing of eggs for $10, for Eggland's Best eggs for $10, a 12 carton large Eggland's Best eggs for $10 at Kroger, and then you go down the street to another grocer and you see the 12 carton Eggland's Best large eggs for $8. What are you going to do? Run to the internet and complain? You made that decision. One, you didn't shop around. You didn't do your due diligence. You're going to want to do that. Oh, man, they getting over. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't shop around. You can't get mad at them because they're charging the shit for $2 more. Just because they're charging for $2 more doesn't necessarily mean that they're getting over. They may not have the same deal that the other grocery store has. The other grocery store may be Walmart. Walmart is ordering millions of units probably a day. So they're getting a cheaper unit cost. Because they're Walmart and they order more units, they can pass those savings along to the consumer. But the mom and pop store can't do that. So now they're this person, or you throw smut on their name because you don't understand the inner workings of business. Now, I'm not saying that in the case of Scammy Jones, who you sent your nickel to. I'm just giving you a lesson on business. So when you say they keep taking cheap freight, but you can't even tell me who they is. And when I ask you what your cost per mile is, you don't know. I still have yet one person come up here and answer the question. Anybody come up here and you point the blame on anybody, what's your cost per mile? Never know it. Had a guy this morning in the Discord didn't even know what cost per mile was. This is the second person in the past week who didn't even know what it was. The other guy came up the other day on the live shows. He's in a semi-truck owner-operator. The live stream I did last week, the last call-in show, he said, man, Mark, until I found your channel recently, I didn't even know what cost per mile was, and I'm in a semi. You spend money on a course, and the course doesn't even cover cost per mile. You spend thousands of dollars on a course, and it doesn't even cover cost per mile. I was watching one guy the other day. He gave a bullshit formula for cost per mile. But you know what you do? Gems, 100, facts. Goofy as hell. Don't even know that the information that you're receiving ain't even right. But then when you consume it, you go spend your money because you didn't do your due diligence, or whatever the case may be. You associate they with them. And the they is right in the same abode, the same dwelling that you in currently as you watch this live stream. If you in the truck, hang out the goddamn past the driver's window, let the driver's window down, turn the mirror this way, and then point in the mirror and say, you is them, you is they. You go to the casino, you lose all your money. Man, what you gonna say? Man, they took me? No, you went to the casino and you put your money down on that blackjack table. You went to the goddamn roulette table and put your money down. Yeah, they got your goof ass. But it was your fault. You can't blame it on them. It's a gamble. It's a 50-50, big dog. Same thing with business. As a business owner, the lesson here I'm trying to get to you, for you to understand, is when you come into business, listen, it's just like having a child. You shouldn't have kids unless you're responsible, unless you're ready. Financially, mentally, spiritually, all of that. Why? Because a lot of people that birth kids into the world who don't have the resources, we know what happens to those kids. See, back in the day when a person would have a kid, early on, you still had grandmama. Grandmama would take them kids in and raise them kids. Now grandmamas is young. Grandmama is still turning up. See, we ain't got grandma no more. We ain't got grandma no more. Because grandma 40 now. Grandma 42. Grandma still turning up. Get it sexy. Get it sexy. Grandma in the club, when get it sexy, they putting their hand up and they get the twisting that one leg, twerking with their little booty arched up in there. Come on, man, stop playing with me. Same thing with your business. Who you going to turn to? Who you going to turn to? Who got your back? When you make the mistake and you come in prematurely because you didn't do what you were supposed to do you have a grandma that's going to financially back you while you go through the learning curve because you came in with no cash flow? Who is they? Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Who is they? Let me know who they is. Business guy or gal that wants to say they, them, and others and point the blame and instead of looking at they self. You the business owner. Every single thing that happens for the business, you made that decision. So the blame is all on you. So nobody want to hear your sad stories because you jumped out the window. You jumped off the porch. You jumped off the porch. And you weren't prepared to go to war. Link pin to the top of the chat. Listen, I told you I'm with that shit. I'm with it all. Your favorite creator, whoever that feels differently, man, link pin to the top of the chat. Hey, Dizzy. Hey, check this out, big dog. I don't mind you being in here, and I don't mind you going back and forth in the chat, but this last post you just did, you're not finna do that over here, Charlie. You're not finna do that over here. If you want to promote your shit, do it somewhere else. All right? You're not going to come over here and promote. Now, if you got something you want to say, link pin to the top of the chat. We can have a dialogue, but you're not going to use this platform to promote whatever it is that you got going on. Link pin to the top of the chat, though, big dog. You feel me? Hey, linkage, listen, linkage always pin. Is always pin. Linkage is pin. So, and I know you going back and forth with people. You ain't directly associated with me. I saw that. But what the last thing you did as far as promoting yourself, you said, if people want to know about the box truck game, tap in with you. I ain't hard to find. So what are they tapping in for? You came up on the channel the other day, right? You said the Venezuelans, this is their country, right? Am I thinking about the wrong person? You the guy that said the Venezuelans, this is their country and this is why they here? Because this country was sold. Is this the same person? I'm just making sure. I just want to make sure this is who I'm speaking about. Link is pinned to the top of the chat, though. You can come on up and we can kick it for a second. I got a little time. You smell me? Linkage is always pinned. Always. My taco is ducking no smoke. You dig what I'm saying? Listen, all right, go ahead and hit that linkage. Hit the linkage. Listen, we want people to hit the linkage. I want you to see, when you know what the fuck you talking about, you don't have to duck nothing. I encourage you to hit linkage. Yeah. We got some time today. Okay, go ahead and hit linkage. Go ahead and hit linkage. Yeah. Let's kick it. Let's black men have a conversation. Let these black men have a conversation. Come on, go ahead and hit this linkage. Let's get it in. Let's have this little conversation. Because I want to know who they is. Maybe you can tell me who they is. Maybe you can tell me who they is. I was just making sure, that I was having the right person. This is the guy that said the reason that the Venezuelans is here is because this their country and America was stole from them. All right. So, all right, now that we have the right person, hit linkage. Because I'm just curious. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. All right. Until you hit linkage, I'm going to continue to cook up. I'm going to cook up. I'm going to finish cooking. The stove is hot. Hit the link. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. So I'm still trying to figure out who these they people is. Where'd I leave off? Oh, yeah, sure. Business owner that blames their struggles and failures and everything else on imaginary people and imaginary scenarios and all this shit. They count other men's pockets and They ask other men what other men said. They use other men's name. They talk about other men to other men. These are those types of people. These are the they. So basically what I'm telling you who they is when you go, if you listen to me, listen. If your heart, if this side of your chest feels a certain type of way, I'm talking to you. Dizzy hit the link. Dizzy, what happened? You hit the link and then you hung up, big dog. Let's kick it. I'm talking to you. You are they. So when you look at the thumbnail and you see them people with them hoods and them shadows, I need you to take one of them people and put your face right there. You is they. All right. So now I found out who they is. So now we can put this to bed. You are they. Whoever you are that feels right here. If you believe and you oppose anything I said, you is they. If you are a man who started a business and you run around and you place blame, you is they. The man holding me down, you is they. They taking cheap freight, you is they. The system is all corrupt, you is they. These guys running around here with these flip-flops, the Russians, you is they. The brokers, you is they. You is they. You is them is you, them, they, this, the, you is all of that shit. You with all of them, theys, and them. You is all of them and they. You hit the link, but you didn't give me a chance to answer it, bro. Hit the link. Give me a chance to bring you up, bro. This shit only rang one time. Hit the link. You got to let me click you in and then pull you on camera, bro. It's a few buttons I got to push here. What you think when you hit the link, you just automatically appear? I got to accept the call, switch the camera, add you to the other camera, and bring you up. Dang, give me a few seconds. I want to have a conversation with you. Listen, link pin to the top. We not. I want to see if you is they, or if you is them, or them is they, or they is them. Let me know. Let's get back to it. Why do people like placing the blame? Why y'all like placing the blame on them? I can tell you why, because it's easy. It's easy to associate your losses, your struggles, your failures by placing the blame instead of self-accountability. See, a lot of people don't want to hold themselves accountable. Because it pains them to go back in time and look at the mistakes that they made. Because they feel a certain type of way about the decisions that they made to put them in the place that they're in. It's just easier to place the blame. So like when I see people and I get screenshots of people asking other people about things that I said on this channel instead of clicking that link and asking me, to me, that's just a character trait of not a good business person. It proves everything that I'm saying right here. Instead of seeking the knowledge or the information to find out why you're struggling, you're looking to go seek a person, seek another man to side with your pittiness. You want to have a pity party. You just looking for someone to have it with you, because misery love company. What type of homies y'all got, man? Y'all need some real homies around y'all that when y'all come in with this shit, y'all gonna get your soft ass out of here, dude. Man, go figure that shit out. Soft ass shit. Y'all ain't got no real homies, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't know. Y'all from Middle America. I don't know what it is. The gall. The gall to go ask a man what to to have a pity party with you because this man hurt your feelings. Because he said there's no such thing as cheap freight. It ain't. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? You worry about what I'm saying instead of trying to figure out how to be profitable. You don't even know your cost per mile. You worry about what another man talking about. Not worry about another man does or says. It's just easy to place the blame, to have that pity party about blaming it on they or the brokers or the guys that are mysteriously taking all this cheap freight. They're mysteriously doing it. Or the flip-flop guys or the influencers. You was they. And I think I'm going to chill out right there. That's the harsh truth. And it ain't really even harsh. It's just the truth. What have we learned today while we waiting for Dizzy to hit the link? What have we learned? Hopefully you learned. I'm going to help you out. Hopefully you learned that you are in control of your own destiny when it comes to business. Your fate is all determined by the decisions you make. Any good business owner will tell you the same thing. Any knowledgeable business owner is going to say, listen, you determine your fate. You determine it. You have to steer the business. You are in the driver's seat. 98.6% of my audience is men. Hit the like button. Who steers the household? A lot of y'all married. Who's in charge? If you are a firm, strong man that steers your household in the right direction, why, when it comes to business, you cower up, punk up? How does that work? You steer your business down the right path. Nobody else. So whether it's your fault or not, you're always the person to blame. And more times out of not, you're the reason of your success or your failure. Nobody else. There's instances where there are just unforeseen tragic situations, right? But for the most part, from what I see from this 2 years and 4 or 5 months on YouTube, is a lot of poor decisions, a lot of bad decisions, a lot of ignorance, a lot of poor decisions, a lot of lack of accountability, a lot of lack of awareness, a lot of lack of understanding, people not understanding what business entails, not understanding what it costs to operate their business, just a poor display of what a successful business man or woman looks like. You are they. You is them. So there you have it. All right, man. I'm gonna wait for Dizzy, man. Shout out to Austin Price for joining the members.
Sweet.
Austin Price became a member. So listen, if you feel a certain type of way in your heart, then you guilty. Uh-oh. Go ahead and hit the link. Cheap freight is not a thing. You just answered, you just really, what you just said, some people don't have overhead like others. If none at all. So, all right, let me correct you. If you're running a trucking business, there's overhead, period. There's no such thing as no overhead. Everyone who runs a trucking business, there's a certain level of overhead. Some people's overhead are higher than others, true. But guess what? There's overhead associated with running a trucking business. All right. So the ones who do have overhead, CPM isn't going to be the same. Okay. That's why we have competition. So I can see where cheap freight isn't a thing. Oh, he said isn't a thing. Right. It's not a thing. I thought you said is a thing. I was finna go there. Yeah, it's not. It's a myth. Freight can be cheap for a consumer, but as a service provider, it's either profitable or not profitable. Why is this even a thing? Like, I can't find this definition. I can't find anything associated with it. The only thing I find when I search, I spent countless hours of searching this, is people complaining. In forums dating all the way back to the mid 2000s. People complaining. It's all complaining. No definitions. No. If what I don't understand. You may be Target, the other person may be Walmart. Their cost of operation is lower than yours. So what's profitable for them may not be profitable for you. If this person's operational expenses are way lower than yours because let's say they've been doing this 10, 15 years, their truck is paid for 10 years ago, they're 50 years old, they don't have any points, they got squeaky clean, and their fixed costs are really low, but you're 22 coming into this business or 23 coming into this business, and you followed Scammy Jones, and you went out and you bought a $90,000 truck that was only $25,000, $30,000, and then your insurance is high because you got this truck, and your insurance is also high because you under 25 driving a commercial vehicle, and you got things going against you, and some of these things may be beyond your control, maybe because of your age. It's not the 50-year-old guy's problem who's been doing this for a long time, whose truck has been paid for, whose insurance is a lot lower than yours, who has relationships and just everything going because of his experience and his tenure, that his operational cost is lower than yours. So you can't go say there's a such thing as cheap freight because he's beating you 40 ways going north because you 23, 24. It's just business. It's competition. He's in a better position than you for a multitude of different reasons. So while your cost is way up here, and some of the reason why your cost is way up here has a lot to do with your age, you can't get mad at this guy who's 25 years older than you. His cost is way down here. He already paid the cost to be the boss. So if the rate is here and you up here, you can't take it. He down here, he can take that all day and make great money. You can't come down here because your cost is up here. So now you looking at this guy as taking cheap freight, and he's not. He's just beating you. That's it. He's competing and he's winning. What you gonna say, man? Man, he's 25 years older than me, man, and I can't get a good rate because I'm under 25. It's just the way it is. That's the market. That's why it exists. You got buyers and sellers. Look at it like this, since you want to look at it from a consumer's perspective. He bought the load. You couldn't buy it. You couldn't afford it. Why? Why couldn't you afford it? Because it would be too expensive for you to buy it. You can't afford that. So it wouldn't be cheap, it'd be expensive. Like, I don't be knowing where y'all be learning and shit from and shit. I don't know, bro. And maybe that's why y'all looking at things the wrong way. You up here, big dog? We can't see you. We can't see you. You on camera, but we can't see you. Yo, we can't see you, dog. Hold on. You gotta call up or something. We can't see you. Try calling again. Try calling again. Excuse me. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Waiting on Dizzy to hit the link. Link is pinned to the top. This is the guy from the other day who said this is the Venezuelans' land. So this is that guy. So, all right. Go ahead, Dizzy. We waiting on you. Hit that linkage. Go ahead and hit it. Yeah. Yes, Sirski. Yes, sir. Just waiting on Dizzy to hit the link. He hit it. I don't know why we can't see him. Dizzy, what type of phone you got? What type of phone you got, sir? Go ahead and hit it. Link is pinned to the top. Or, anybody else. We always got linkage pinned. It's always pinned to the top. And if it, for some reason, if it's not pinned and it's not a show where, it's just we don't have the capacity to talk because it may be more serious, then that's one thing. But if it's a show where it's not pinned and it's one of them shows where just let me know, remind me. I have no problem dropping linkage. No problem. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nope, sure don't. Go ahead, Dizzy. We waiting on you, big dog. Somebody said a bad word in the chat, and you're gonna mess around and get blocked for real. Whoever said that F word. Shout out Von Gray. Shout out Chicago's very own. Shout out to AJ335. Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to all the MGM members. Shout out to 5-Star. Everybody's starting to come on in. Come on in. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Well, Dizzy at? Come on now, Dizzy. Because I know I saw you said you wanted to come back up the other day, but I had already got off. I had some things I needed to go do. I got a little time, man. I could rap with you for a minute. I did see you wanted to come back the other day. I can kick it with you for a little second. What time is it? 1? Got about an hour I can kick it with you. Go ahead and hit the like button. The like button. Go ahead and hit that link, Dizzy. Mark, I still don't get notification when you go live. Only reason I knew you were live was because I hopped in the Discord and no one was there. Yeah, I don't know, man. They got me on this. I don't know. You know how they do the righteous. You know how they do the righteous brothers, man. When you get to talking the truth, man, they try to silence you. So ain't nothing I can do about that, bro. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, man, link pin to the top. Anybody else can come on up. Listen, we don't discriminate. We don't discriminate. I want you to come up. Any, you know, you know, detractors or anything. You know why? Because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been doing it a long time. That's why I'm confident. That's why when people listen and they apply the information, they always come back and say, man, a lot of people say, man, Mark, I didn't like you when I first saw your channel. And I get that. It's hard to like the truth when you've been sold a tale by so many people that makes this industry just seem so easy. Anything that you do in business that you will see some level of success when you apply yourself is not easy. Everything is hard. Like I've had yet to come across something that was just sweet. I haven't seen anything like that. Me personally. Maybe some other people have come across some sweet licks. Me, not me. So everything that I've gone through in life, I've had to work for it. Hard work. So, and there was ups and downs. It wasn't a straight path to the top. It was ups and downs. That's business. You're gonna have your up periods, you're gonna have your low periods. So I don't know about no easy. So many people think this shit's sweet, but find the hard way, I guess. Hey Dizzy, come on now. Where you at, pimp? It don't take that long to hit the link. It don't take that long to hit the link. I'm gonna get Dizzy. I'm gonna put the timer on for Dizzy, man. Cause I can't wait all day. I can't wait all day. Hey Dizzy, come on now. We're gonna set the clock for Dizzy. We're gonna give him 3 minutes. I'm gonna give him 3 minutes. All right, clock is on. After this 3 minutes, I gotta end it. He said he had a pickup. Well, he clicked the link a second ago, but he hung right back up. He clicked the link twice and hung up. He said he just waiting on him. Where's he at? Hold on, let me see something. Come on, Dizzy. Just say something in the chat. Let me know you still there. You got a minute and a half. Little under a minute and a half, Dizzy, if you listening. A little over a minute, Dizzy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Under a minute. Hit the like button. Let's see. I don't think he coming up. He ain't coming up. Dizzy ain't coming up. Dizzy be having a lot of time to type. That's crazy. How you got more time to type than click the button? You got a headset on, a Bluetooth. You can talk and work at the same time. How you got the capacity to type, but you ain't got the capacity to talk? That's crazy to me. See, when things don't make sense, I'm not a middle American. You see what I'm saying? So you can't sell me on this shit. You can type and work, but you can't talk with a Bluetooth. You can't talk with your Bluetooth. I seen your Bluetooth. You had it on the other day. You can move pallet jacks and shit once you just connect, and you can still work and talk because you got the Bluetooth. But you got a lot of time for someone that's working to text and read comments, respond to people, go back and forth with people in the chat, type, but you can't click the link for Big Mark. You can't click the link for Big Mark and have a conversation. You want to make all the excuses in the world when it's time to click linkage. See, when linkage get dropped, heart start to stop. Listen, when linkage gets dropped, heart start to stop. The heart stop. Nah, because it's finna get real. It's gonna get real. Hit that link if you want to. That link dangerous. I made the link dangerous. I made dropping the link dangerous. All your favorite content creators, you need to go. Listen, I'm finna give you this off. They finna hate me for this. They finna hate me. Listen. Before you buy anything from anybody, and y'all probably like, man, this dude really be going at people. Listen, before you buy anything from anybody and they do their little streams, tell them to drop linkage. Hey, drop the link. I got a few questions for you before I want to buy your whatever it is that you selling, but I want to vet you out real quick. Drop the link so we can have a conversation. You want to have a real conversation. You want to have a real conversation. You can't have because here's the thing. If I call someone out and I want a consultation, I'm going to give you $5,000 to come into my home and redo my hardwood floors. I need you to come out. I want you to look and give me an estimate. I want to ask you some questions. You know, do we have to move all the furniture out, or are you guys going to do that? All right. What about my baseboards? Are y'all going to protect my baseboards? Because I got white baseboards. How are y'all going to protect my baseboards from like splattering shit? I want to vet you out. I want to make sure that the van rolling up, it looks a certain type of way. I don't want no raggedy van pulling up that you got the little sticker letters from Home Depot that you done stuck to the side. I want a full wrap. I want the van to come up. I want you to see you spend $3,000-$4,000 on a wrap. I want to have a conversation. I want you to come here and have that conversation. If I hire you to come paint, I want you to come here and give me an estimate. Don't tell me how many rooms you got. I don't want to hear that. Come look, because I live in a loft, so my walls are a little bit taller. I want you to come look. Because, you know, people, painters and shit, they'll tell you one thing, and then when you get here, you leave the house and they come back, they ain't painted the ceilings, they ain't painted. Well, you didn't say the ceilings. The paint is only for the rooms. It's extra for the ceilings and extra. No, come here so we can I want to look into your eye, and we're going to come to an understanding before I go ahead and give you that chin up. So What you need to do when they go live, you need to tell them drop linkage. Before you want to spend any money, tell them drop link. I want to have a conversation. I want to vet you out. I want to vet you out to make sure that you're the right person for the job. And let's see what happens. Because a person that's knowledgeable shouldn't have a problem dropping linkage. If you're knowledgeable and you're him when it comes to knowledge in a space, you should have no problem dropping linkage. I love dropping linkage. I love this shit. I love dropping linkage. Listen, because right now they upset. They mad. I want you to hate me. I want you to be upset right now. Yeah. Sure do. See, Dizzy, what you gonna do, pimp? We ain't got all day. I ain't gave you extras too. Listen, I didn't gave you extras. All right. And Dizzy ain't on nothing, bro. Dizzy ain't on nothing, bro. He don't want it. Hey, when the link drop, the heart stop. Peace.